All right, hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to be using math manipulatives like we have been doing in the past to add three whole numbers whose sum is within 20. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to add three whole numbers whose sum is within 20 and use objects, drawings, and equations with a symbol to explain your answer. So we have already practiced how to add two numbers together. So now let's review how to do that. Bob has 2 apples and Mark has 5 apples. How many apples do Bob and Mark have total? Well, we know that Bob has 2 apples and Mark has 5 apples, like we've just read in the problem. So to show how to solve this problem through manipulatives, I have used one circle to represent one apple. So we see here Bob's 2 apples, and we see here Mark's 5 apples. So adding 2 plus 5, we have the total apples right here. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 total apples. I know you guys are familiar with how to add two whole numbers like we just reviewed, but today we're going to be talking about how to add three whole numbers. So let's take it to the next level. Let's try to add 3 numbers together. So our problem has 4 plus 5 plus 8. So let's see how we could solve this problem. So we're going to start by adding 4 plus 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 plus 5, like we just added, equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we know that 4 plus 5 equals 9. So we've already done half of the equation, 4 plus 5, and we know that that equals 9. So our next step would now be to add 9 plus 8. We have the 8 still left over from the original problem, and we have our 9 from adding our first half of the problem, 4 plus 5. So now let's add 9 plus 8. So 9 plus 8 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 total. So you might be wondering, where did we get the 9 from? If you remember what we did before, the original problem is 4 plus 5 plus 8. And we know that 4 plus 5 equals 9. So that's where we got the 9 from. And then we have the 8 left over, so we add 8 to the 9 to get 17 total. So, from all of that information, we know that 4 plus 5 plus 8 is 17. So we've done one example of how to add 3 whole numbers together. So now let's practice together one more time. Abby has 2 dogs, Tim has 3 dogs, and Ella has 4 dogs. How many dogs do Abby, Tim, and Ella have total? So we have to set our problem up. We know that Abby has 2 dogs. So here are Abby's 2 dogs. We know that Tim has 3 dogs. So here are Tim's 3 dogs. And we know that Ella has 4 dogs. So here are Ella's 4 dogs. I've used one rectangle to represent each one of their dogs. So first, let's start by adding 2 plus 3. 1, 2 plus 1, 2, 3 equals 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that 2 plus 3 equals 5, and we've done our first half of the problem. But now we have 4 left over. So we're going to add 5 plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 9. 9. So you may be wondering again, where did we get this 5 from? Well, our original problem, 2 plus 3 plus 4. 2 plus 3 gives us 5, and then we add our 4 and our 5 together to get 9 total. So 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total dogs. 9 total dogs. So boys and girls, you've seen 2 examples of how to add 3 whole numbers together. So now it's time to practice on your own.